Hello, this is Nintendo Watcher 13 for my obviously promised Eevee training guide. Um, Today, I'm not gonna go around in battle and give you examples until part 2. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to explain the basics real quick, and then I'm going to go to the 6 main places that are recommended for Eevee training. The first thing is to get through the basics. Every single Pokemon in the game has a certain amount of points toward effort values, or EVs. And if you decide to EV train a Pokemon, you can boost your Pokemon stat by about 50. Now, what you have to do is you have to get 4 of a certain Pokemon, or beat Pokemon, in order to get your EV count, or I call them EPs, effort point, up to 4. You get a boost in that stat. So, like if I took my Castform to the old Chateau, which I'm going to go to soon, and beat 4 Gastlys, I would get 1 point up extra in my stats when I leveled up. So it would stay up. Now, there are a couple of tips and tricks that are really helpful when you start EV training, because it can be extremely frustrating and annoyingly complex. The first trick is to have a lot of throwaway Pokemon, probably your in-game team, on with your Pokemon that you're trying to train, and you have them and you switch around the whole bunch. I know it's very time consuming, but if you have 6 Pokemon splitting up, it already about 200 EV Gastly, and that would, or not 200 EV, 200 experience point Gastly. That's going to give you a lot of EVs for the Pokemon you're training in particular. And the other trick, if you don't want to keep switching around a whole bunch, give the experience share to any Pokemon you want that you aren't EV training, and that will help. I am going to fight this Gastly real quick, and after I finish beating this Gastly, I'm going to show you all the places that you can go to actually get the EVs themselves, the highly recommended places. Now, I am giving you some information that can be read at Serebii.net, and there's another EV guide that, although it's a little more vague, it's a little more action-packed and tons better quality than this, from Source 444. If you're watching this, you can probably get it on my page. Obviously, I'm going to start with Special Attack. This is the old Chateau. It's the mansion that you can get to by using Cut near the bunch of trees right down here in the Eterna Forest. If you're early in the game, or if you have a good memory, you'd remember this is the place where you went across the Eterna Forest with the girl with the Chansey. I believe her name was Cheryl or Cheryl. I am not entirely sure how you'd pronounce that, but that was her name. You can come up here and you can get you can fight nothing but Gastlys and Haunters and Gengars. I believe the Haunter and Gengars, you are required to have a thing, or a Game Boy game in your cartridge right down here, that little slot there that you probably didn't see too well. Next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do Defense, which you have to go to Kenlave City. This place, recommended by Serebii.net. You have to go to Iron Mountain. You probably didn't go here if you're just rushing through the game, so this might be a new place to you. And if it's a new place, you should probably go through with your in-game team. I'm sorry about that. Go through with your in-game team and actually beat all the trainers there. Well, most of them. There's the 2 trainers at the very end I would not recommend that you train or beat, because then you'll actually split up with your partner, which I'll explain. Iron Mountain, you can actually partner up, like with the instance with Cheryl, with a boy with a Lucario, and you can actually double team with all the defense Pokemon. Obviously, in order to get to Iron Mountain, you have to talk to this guy, and he will select Iron Mountain. He will take you right here up to Iron Mountain, which is a cave area, of course. I think you could fly from here. Next place I'm going to go to is for attack. Oh, the place I just went to, I don't think I mentioned this. That place, Iron Mountain, is for defense. The next place you'd go to, if you want attack, is you would go to, I have no idea how you pronounce this, Celestic Town. I'm hoping I'm correct. You would go here, you would go east out of town, and these patches of grass here, I'm going to do it because of the 10-minute restriction on YouTube, but you can go in here and fight Machoke's and Bidoof, or Bibarels, which will give you attack. Now I'm going to go to speed area, and for speed, if you want to EV train in speed, you should probably go to Hearthome City. And when you go to Hearthome City, you go south out of town, near where you came in. You go to the big mansion. I am not exactly sure what it's called. It probably has a name, and I'm gonna get battered for not saying its name correctly. But there is a name for it, and this place for speed, you can basically, it's called the Trophy Garden in the back. I know that. The mansion itself, I don't know what it's called, but if you're going down this route, you probably remember it during in-game when you're about to get the 4th gym badge. That mansion right there, you can see it out of the corner of the screen. You can go there. If you go there, you can actually start EV training for speed. And this is actually where you probably get most of your Pokemon after you get the National Dex. If you don't have the original Game Boy, if you don't have any of the Game Boy games, you're probably gonna get most of your new Pokemon from this. You talk to this guy right here, and he will blabber on and tell you a frivolous story about an Igglybuff came up and kissed me on the cheek. Well, aren't you just the nicest man ever? That was supposed to be a dirty joke. This right here, this patch of grass, you'll see a lot of Staravias, Pikachus, and Pichus, which will help you EV train there. Next place I'm going to go to is going to be our HP. I'm hoping this will fit in the 10-minute limit, so I'm rushing here, so don't blame me if I'm going to start talking fast, running around. For HP, you would go to Floroma Town and go to the Valley Windworks, which was, if you're playing in-game, it's where you had your first encounter with Team Galactic. You remember they barred up this bridge? It's a patch of grass right here. You can also see Drifloon here on Fridays. You battle these guys here. And I'm sorry I knocked the camera again. I have other takes of this. And next we have anywhere you can surf. You can find Tentacools and Tentacruels, and they will give you special defense EV training. So I'm going to end this now, and these are the places that you can go to actually EV train. I'll give you an example maybe later. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this into 2 parts. So thanks for watching, guys. See ya.